Aha! Another villain with grand plans to take over the kingdom. And of course, the only weapon that can stop him is shattered into a billion tiny pieces, scattered all over the place. Seriously, if these weapons are so powerful, why do they keep breaking? And after they break, how are they still useful? You'd think someone would make a more durable weapon. Anyway, Switchblade doesn't answer these questions, but hey, it's a decent game. Released by Gremlin Graphics in 1991 with this great music from Ben Daglish, Switchblade is the classic blend of hack and slash action and platforming, set in a massive underground labyrinth. Originally designed by the self-taught British programmer Simon Phipps, who was already sharpening his skills on classics like Rick Dangerous 1 for the Amiga, where this game was initially first released. We'll check out that version a little later too. The villain in the storyline to the game is a guy named Havok, and the weapon you'll need is the Fireblade. You step into the boots of Hiro, the last Bladeknight warrior, and your task is to track down the 16 pieces of the shattered sword. Slap it back together with a bit of string and possibly some duct tape and give Havok a lesson he won't forget. What sets this game apart is the combat system, and instead of the usual left-right jump nonsense, you control combat via the bar at the bottom of the screen. Holding the fire button for different amounts of time gives you a variety of attacks, from high punches to powerful crouching kicks. But honestly, it works better than you'd expect. There's also a vitality bar, which, when it hits 0, results in a game over. I always wondered if your character was sporting a sort of Bionic Commando style cyberarm that for some reason came equipped with detachable kitchen utensils. Of course, that's not the case, but no Commodore 64 game would be complete without a bunch of stuff to collect. You've got your standard power-ups hidden inside destructible stones, including fireball missiles, speed boots and invincibility. You can also collect the letters bonus and extra for extra points and lives. The game also features traps like flames, spikes and blade balls that you'll need to time your jumps for. No big puzzle challenges here, just a case of figuring out how to reach places that seem impossible at first. Some walls can be destroyed to reveal hidden bonuses too, which is always a nice touch. Switchblade for the Amiga wasn't exactly groundbreaking, but it was a solid mix of action and adventure. While it might not be the brain-melting puzzles of Rick Dangerous, or the epic scope of future game to come Switchblade 2, it was still a thrilling ride once you get the hang of it. What I did find was that, unlike the Commodore 64 version, Switchblade on the Amiga seems to be more difficult. The end-of-level guardians are noticeably much harder to deal with, where at least there was always a safe place to hide on the Commodore 64 version. On the visual side, Switchblade nails the atmosphere with its moody, claustrophobic Undercity design. The muted colours and tight spaces really make you feel like you're in a maze, but then the sprite animation of Hiro and the enemies do seem a little stiff. Also, when the fists start flying, the action turns into a chaotic mess of limbs. Honestly, you might kill an enemy without even knowing you were facing them. So what's the deal with Switchblade? Alright, full confession. It's not exactly reinventing the wheel, but there's something oddly satisfying about it. The story is one of classic cheesy goodness, and while the game itself is never going to be breaking any records, it works fine with its own retro charm. By 1991, most of us would have first gotten our hands on this on the Amiga. If you're into map making, you quickly find that the layout is like a playground for explorers, with hidden tunnels, destructible walls, and secret spots to uncover. It's honestly pretty fun discovering new areas, even if, let's be real, the gameplay can feel a little repetitive after a while. But hey, sometimes you just want to kick some pixelated backsides, and Switchblade lets you do that in style. Get it fired up for your Commodore 64, or indeed Commodore Amiga, and definitely give this one a whirl. Thanks for watching guys. Have you already played this before, and which system did you try it out on? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do share your experiences with Switchblade with us in the comments. As always, your continued support is massively appreciated, and it spurs me on to continue creating these nostalgic little snippets from our youth. Subscribe to the channel for more just like this, and do be sure to check out more great games on the various channel playlists. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, Bye for now.